Hey you guys, it's Sarah here and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I put together this really sweet Oscar the Grouch trash can activity page. So what it is it is a big trash can. I keep the top part attached with a little string, so there's minimal detachable pieces that can get lost. And then we have Oscar the Grouch. He comes right out and he acts as a little finger puppet. And then he can sit right back in the trash can. And there's one other part to this page where little kids can open the little flap of the garbage and see some little pieces of garbage inside. These are just little printable laminated little pieces that I've cut out and put inside. So it's really cute, and I've done a Cookie Monster and an Elmo themed activity page and have both templates available on my website for free if you want to print them off and cut them out. And then I will have this one available on my website for free in PDF format if you're just wanting to print, trace, and cut out the pieces by hand and just make a single copy for a child in your life. And then I'll also have the bulk template that I use to make multiple copies at once and to cut out all of these little pieces on a cutting machine. I'll have that available on my Patreon if you're like me and you're wanting to make a bunch of these and you're wanting to sell them. I'll show you at the end of this video what the template looks like that I share on my Patreon, and also I'll show you what the template looks like that I have on my website. So thanks so much you guys for watching. Thanks for all of your support. Make sure you have subscribed to my channel and like this video if you are like me and you love busy books. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, I've got all my pieces cut out, and I am starting with an 8" by 8" 1.2mm stiff Korean felt. I have that available on my website to purchase if you're interested, just in the colors blue and light green. Those are the colors that I pretty much use for all the backgrounds of my pages for the most part. And I've got all my pieces cut out. I'm going to start by taking my two Oscar the Grouch outlines, and I'm going to sew around the border, leaving the bottom open so that it can act as a finger puppet. Now that that's stitched, I'm going to go ahead and grab the one layer of the trash can that has the opening. In the template, I don't think it will show or include this opening. I don't know how to include that, making that cut in the template. So you'll either have to cut it out by hand or add that on your own in your design program. Probably it will just show you the outline of this whole shape when you cut, but you'll have to add that cut in either by hand or in the program. And so I'm going to take that, and I have this clear sheet of plastic vinyl that I just got from my local fabric store. It's really strong and really thick, and I've just cut it out to fit around that opening. And so I'm going to sew it down and just sew around the border of that opening so that when I open that flap, there is that clear sheet of vinyl that's been sewn on. That's what it looks like when it's been sewn around that border. I'm just going to flip it over and trim off the excess. And I have another copy that does not have an opening of the garbage can. I'm going to sew that also down. And I'm just going to sew starting here around the border, but I'm going to end here and leave the bottom open because we still need a space before we sew it down. We need a space to insert all the little pieces of garbage. So leave that bottom open. All right, so that's what it looks like now, that trash can. And like I said, that bottom is still open for now. We will close it up in a minute. First, I'm going to get this cut out, or this printout. I'll provide this on my website. It's just some little pictures of some different garbage items. And you can see I've already cut out some because I made some other Oscar the Grouch pages. And so I just cut out, I've laminated this sheet, and I'm just going to cut out all of these circles, one of each of them, and I will slide them in behind inside of the trash can so that when children open up that flap, they can see all the little pieces of garbage. I've got those 5 pieces of garbage cut out, and I'll insert them inside the trash. And I have thought about adding little like buttons inside of this as well. I think that'd be cute. And little things that kids can like shake and look at. For now, I'm just including the pieces of trash so they open up and they see these pieces of trash. But I think it would be cute to have like a little, I've got, for example, little strawberry buttons or little soccer ball buttons or animal buttons. And that way kids can open it up and you can say to them, you know, is this garbage? Which one is garbage and which one isn't? And you can point and they can say, that one's garbage. No, that's not garbage. But for now, I'm just doing the little pieces of garbage. I'm going to go ahead and sew that trash can down on my page, just at the sides and at the bottom. I'm going to leave the top open so that Oscar can still go inside. Okay, that's sewed down. I'm also going to take the 2 copies of the garbage lid that I have, and I'm just going to take this cord. It's called a craft cord. It's just really strong. It's just a strain that I got from my local dollar store, and I'm just going to hot glue that down on the inside of of the garbage bin, just because when you sew it down, the sewing by itself is not enough to make sure that it stays attached. And so I just want to make sure that the lid stays attached to the page. That's the only reason for the string. If you're not concerned about that, then I wouldn't bother attaching it. With my pages, I try to keep as many pieces attached as I can just so they don't get lost. So I'm going to hot glue that in place, and then I'm going to just sew all around this border, leaving the bottom part open so that Oscar can wear it on his head. Now that that's all sewed with the bottom part open, I'm going to take the other string and I'm going to flip this over and just hot glue it onto the back of the page. And I'll trim off any excess of the string, but again, that hot glue just helps keep it in place, helps it keep it attached. And then I have this other sheet of 8" by 8" felt. It doesn't matter what color I'm choosing because I've wrapped it in this really cute ABC number fabric. And so while that hot glue is wet, I'll go ahead and attach the back side of that page because I'm all done with sewing now, or sewing the pieces on anyway. So I'll attach the back side, and then this is what I'll have at the front. And then if you watch my videos, you know that I just use a 2 or 3 millimeter thick piece of felt for the binding piece. So I just insert that between the front and the back layer, clip all around the corners, and then I'll put some holes in that binding piece, and that's how I connect my pages so that my customers can build a custom book. I'll go ahead and sew around the border, and I'll leave that trash lid just at the side while I sew over that string, and then we'll finish off Oscar. Okay, so that's what the page itself will look like. Let's just get the details for Oscar hot glued on now. Of course, you are free to sew on all of these little details, but I like to hot glue. I just find it's way quicker. I'm going to start with his little hands. I just apply a bit of hot glue at the top, and I kind of put them on a little bit angled. That way he can kind of overlap his hands over top of the garbage when they're not, if his hands are not totally glued down, they're just glued at the top. I'll show you what I mean. So when they're glued on like that and he's in the garbage, you can kind of, that hot glue's still wet, so I have to be careful, but you can kind of push him down and his hands overlap the garbage so he looks like he actually, the same way he does in the actual Sesame Street show where he's always got his hands out. And then I'll go ahead and hot glue on his mouth and his white oval eyes, and then his big brown bushy, his beautiful brown bushy eyebrow there. I'll hot glue that down over his eyes. And then the 2 little black circles as well on his eyes. And then this little red piece here, I just free cut by hand. It's not included in the template. I just cut it from some red felt, and that's just his tongue. So I'm going to hot glue that in his mouth as well. And then last but not least, I get my heavy duty hole punch, and I put 2 holes in the binding piece. And then that completes the entire Oscar the Grouch page. So kids can take out Oscar. He acts as a finger puppet. They can put the little trash can on his head the way he likes to wear it. He can be submerged fully in the trash, so you don't even see him. And then the trash can lid stays attached, and then you open it, and there's the pieces of garbage in there that Oscar loves so much. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy this. Stay tuned, and I'll show you my bulk template that I use, and I share it in JPEG and SVG format on my Patreon. I'll show you what that looks like in case you're curious. I also outline the cost of materials and the price point of what I sell this at and how long it takes me to make. I outline all of that on my Patreon in case you're curious and you're like me and you're wanting to make and sell these as well. Otherwise, check out that free printable PDF single-use template that I have on my website. And yeah, enjoy making this one. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. So you guys, here is the template that I use for Oscar the Grouch, and as you can see, it is really minimal. There's not a whole bunch of pieces that you have to cut. As always, though, I fill up my 12" by 12" sheets of felt. I fill up those cuts and try to fit as many pieces as I can while still making it like reasonable. So for example, that's why you see in this black template here, there's lots of sets of mouths and eyes. Of course, I might only make 3 or 6 or 9 copies of this activity page to start with, because I do make them in sets of 3, but I just save all those extra pieces in an extra little baggie. And of course, if you're just wanting to make 1 copy or a few copies and then that's it, you can always just save this and then just delete the extra copies. Same with the eyebrows and the eyes. I mean, you can see you just get a ton when you do that cut on a brown sheet of felt. You do one of these cuts on a white sheet. on a black sheet of felt, and then you'll have all of those pieces. And so then moving forward in the future, whenever you do want to go back and make Oscar the Grouch, all you have to do is cut out Oscar and the garbage bin. And with just those two cuts, it makes it really quick. So first time around, yeah, you have to do a few extra cuts and you have lots of pieces to cut, but from then on, it's really quick. The cutting time is like next to nothing. With this green cut, you're going to get 3 sets of Oscar and 3 sets of his little hands. And then I could only fit 1 full garbage can onto the gray sheet of felt, so just 1 cut gives you 1 garbage can. So if I wanted to make 3 of these sets, I just need to do 1 in the green cut and then 3 in the gray cuts. And then I just cut out all of those pieces and hold on to all the extras. Let me show you quickly the tool that I use to get this little cut here that you see in that garbage can, the little window opening. This is in Cricut Design Space, and I just go to the left, I go to Shapes, and I scroll down to the very bottom, and I use this one here, and then it appears, and you can just adjust it and attach it onto whatever the object is that you're wanting to have that shape cut out of. And I do believe that is only accessible if you have the paid subscription, like the Cricut Access, the monthly access. I do have that, and so they give you more shapes. I'm not sure how to do it if you don't have that. I'm sure there is a way, or you can just cut it by hand. That's probably still very quick and easy. So this is what I share on my Patreon in both JPEG and SVG format. So you can just save the template, adjust it to the size that I tell you in the caption of the photo, and then you upload it into whatever design software you're using, whether that's Cricut Design Space or a different program. Let me show you quickly the template that is free, that is on my website. I actually don't have this saved and uploaded as a PDF yet on my website at the time of this recording, but I will shortly. This is what you get. So it'll just be a printable PDF. So when you print it out, it's going to be the same size as what I use as when I cut it on my cutting machine. So you'll get the outline for Oscar. You'll get the outline. So you cut that out, you trace that out on your green felt and cut out 2 pieces. You cut out two of these shapes for the eyes, 2 of the black eyes, the smile, the eyebrows. You can cut out 2 of the green hands. And then on the next page, you'll get all the pieces that you need for the trash. And like I said, it's really simple. You just print and trace it out onto your felt and cut those pieces. And be sure to check out all the other free templates that I have on my website as well. They're really fun. And that's it. Thanks so much, you guys. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.